Let me. I hope y'all can see me. Ow. Hey y'all. Hey grown-ups. Hey grown-up people. It's your host, Catherine. And today we are in a different background. We are looking a bit not very put together, but you're going to have to take me as I am because sina energy. I don't got the energy to do anything. But I promised myself that if there was one thing that I was going to stick with, it's releasing a podcast episode every Wednesday, no matter what. And I want to stick with that. So we're not even done in January yet. And I already feel like I'm falling off the wagon. But we're doing our best. We are trying to hold on. And I guess today my message is that you're going to create a routine. You're going to have this plan. You're going to stick to it for a while. And you're going to start falling off. Something is going to happen and it's just going to kick your butt and you are going to fall off the wagon. But you have to pick yourself up and you have to get back to the grind, get back to your routine. You're going to have to find a way to pick yourself up, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Yeah. So thank you again for clicking on this episode, for clicking on this video. Thank you for choosing Grownus Podcast. Thank you for listening to me until right now, until this episode. Thank you to all 35 of you who listen or who watch on YouTube, and to all 3 of you that listen on the podcast platforms. Thank you. You are literally the reason that I get up in the morning, because this is literally my purpose, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. So like I said, today I wanted to bring forth to you the conversation or the thing about falling off and picking yourself up. I'm speaking this as an unemployed person, and I think I'm speaking to and for the unemployed people. It's very easy for you as someone who's not employed to fall off your routine, to create a routine and not stick with it, because there's no one who's like following you to make sure that you are following your routine. You don't really have deadlines to stick to, so it's very easy for you to fall off. The consequences of not sticking to your routine, again, they're not immediate. The consequences that are going to happen much later. So if the consequences are not in the here and now, it's very easy to forget that these consequences exist and they're going to manifest. If you're doing this, there are consequences for everything, whether or not they happen at that specific time or later on in your life. Everything has its consequence. And as someone who's unemployed and you create a routine for you to, or you create these habits that you want to follow through them so that you can be able to get to your goals, so that you can be able to fulfill your dreams. It's very easy to like fall off, to feel like if I pass on this day, then I can always like continue tomorrow. But then you find yourself not sticking with it. Like if you don't do that thing on that specific day, and you tell yourself that you're going to do it tomorrow, and you don't do it tomorrow, and you don't do it the day after tomorrow, and you don't do it, yeah, you get what I mean. It gets to a point where it kind of begins to feel pointless, or it begins to feel like maybe it's not worth it, or maybe it's not meant to be, or maybe these habits are not really going to get me to my dreams. Even when you know very well, when you are very sane, with your very sane mind, you thought about your dreams, you thought about how you're going to get to your dreams, and you made this plan for yourself on what you're going to be doing every day or every week for you to get to your dreams. But now that it's the fruits are not immediate, it begins to feel like it's not really worth it, or it won't really do anything for me because you're not seeing the results. But I'm here to tell you that you have to stick with it because you don't really have a choice. You have to fight for yourself, you have to fight for your dreams because no one else is going to do it for you. You're not in school. You know, when you're in school, things are very different because you had this specific routine. Let's say, for instance, in primary school and high school, you had a very, very specific routine, especially if you're in boarding school. At what time you're supposed to get up, or at what time you're supposed to eat, at what time you're supposed to go for a bathroom break. That used to piss me off, by the way. But yeah, at what time you're supposed to read this subject, at what time you're supposed to do your personal studies. Like everything was so like clear for you. And if you're not like following through with this routine, there's someone there, a teacher or a very dedicated nurse or matron who doesn't really know the scope of their work, who's going to follow you and make sure that you're sleeping at the time that you're supposed to be sleeping, you're waking up at the time that you're supposed to be waking up, and then you go from there to uni or college, where even when the routine is not very, very specific, you know that between this time and this time I'm supposed to be in school, I'm supposed to be in class. You have deadlines, I'm supposed to do this assignment by this time, and if I don't do it, then I'm not going to get my marks for this unit, and I might be forced to repeat this unit. Like the consequences are not too far, like that they happen almost immediately. And so with that at the back of your mind, you will most probably follow through with that routine. You'll most probably stick with a certain routine so that you're able to meet your deadlines, so that you're able to like attend your classes and all that. So you need to transition from that to being unemployed, where you don't really have an employer who is expecting you to be at work by this time, or is expecting you to deliver a certain work by this time. It's very easy to like fall off a routine that you've created for yourself, because you're the one who created it, and you're the one who's answerable to it, and you're also the one who's supposed to like follow through with it. So you might as well just decide not to like follow through, and hakuna mtu atakuchapa, hakuna mtu ataku penalize for it, but the consequences will get to you a bit like later on, whether or not it's following through with a skill that you're learning, maybe to get a job. Let's say you're learning a skill and you want to learn this skill by this time and you want to perfect that skill and get that job by, let's say, next year, if you don't follow through with that routine that you have created right now, you might not be able to get that job next year. And so, as much as the consequence is a bit far and it feels like, well, it won't really happen if I just skip this one day or if I just skip these 2 days, as much as it feels like it won't really affect it, you will get there and realize that that week that I spent procrastinating has led me to this point. And yeah, you might regret not following through with what you promised yourself to do. And so, yeah, this is my message for you today. We're still in January, and I know that you made goals for yourself at the beginning of January, and right now you're probably started like forgetting what dreams you had for yourself, and you have started not following through with the daily plans that you made for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that even when you have like my camera stopped recording and I didn't realize. Sorry about that. So saying that even when you feel like a piece of shit and you feel like a failure already for failing to follow through with your plans or your routines when the month hasn't even ended, and you're only like a few weeks into the new year, I'm here to tell you that you haven't. And there's still time. You can pick yourself up. You can try again. You can do one thing today, and two things tomorrow, and three things the day after to follow through with your plans, to get back to your routine, to follow your dreams. Yeah. That's all from me today. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and give a good review if you're on the podcast platform. Thank you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.